Joey Only here from Interior Weather and Wilderness Watchers, and this morning we're just going to review some of the tornado damage and outcomes from last night's super outbreak in the American Midwest. Definitely, they said in 2018, rare event when that tornado outbreak happened. In December 2019, they said rare event when that tornado outbreak happened. And now we are here in 2021 and they're saying rare event. Well, this is even more rare because these storms would have been rare if they were in Tornado Alley in the month of May at 5 in the afternoon. But they took place overnight. They took place in December. The staggering wind speeds that were observed and destruction, the sheer number of towns hit, I can't cover it all, but this is just going to be a bit of a look at some of the things that we're seeing this morning, especially through my Twitter, where a lot of different storm chasers are showing things. So just to give an idea, I don't own all these clips. Look from my own perspective and what I saw while I was watching throughout the night. A lot of us were glued to our screens in terror. Our deepest condolences to everyone who's lost somebody today. Our deepest condolences to everyone who's lost their homes leading up to Christmas time. It's just such a terrible, tragic situation. Storms of strength and track, at least 32 tornadoes, maybe more. Some could have reached F4 or F5 potential. We don't know. It doesn't really matter right now what the strength of the storms are. There's a lot of rescue to happen still yet today. So our thoughts and hopes are with everyone down in the United States that you get as many people alive and out of that rubble as you can. Gabe Garfield, one of the most amazing aspects of the Mayfield storm is the supercell-shaped debris signature in correlation coefficient data. The CC is also low in the core and hook, where debris fallout appears to wrap back into the tornado. So much of this stuff was just picked up and carried miles. Jack Sillen writes on Twitter, am I interpreting this wrong? Is this debris being lofted all the way to the top of the radar volume scan near 40,000 feet? And that's exactly what's going on there. People were asking me, how come the streets look so clean in some of these destroyed towns like Mayfield this morning? And of course, part of that is that people through the night are quickly trying to open up streets to get emergency services through. But the other answer is so much debris was simply just picked up and carried long distances across Kentucky.
Central Barry County is canceled.
This thing is huge.
A tornadic thunderstorm which prompted the warning has moved out of the warned area.
Holy crap.
Therefore, the warning has been
Holy crap, that thing is big.
tornado watch remains in
Chris Jackson from Live Storm Media writes this morning about Mayfield. This was a 500,000-gallon water tower in downtown Mayfield that took a direct hit from the tornado, then subsequently collapsed, creating a huge crater underneath it and pulling its concrete footers out of the ground. Alan Snyder's Hurricane and Severe Weather Central writes, here is the total destruction of an Amazon facility in Edwardsville, Illinois. Other stories like the candle factory with the collapse where there could be dozens of people killed. This morning at Monette Manor Nursing Home in Arkansas, complete devastation of the nursing home. National Weather Service St. Louis says storm survey update. We found at least EF3 damage 2.3 miles northeast of Pontoon Beach at the Amazon facility. Note the survey is still ongoing and the rating for this tornado may increase. There were 32 or more separate tornadoes. Some of them could reach F5s and F4s. That remains to be seen. I don't think at this point it really matters because of the devastation to human lives that's involved. It doesn't matter how much damage is on the ground. Right now, the recovery in places like this Amazon facility is going on, and it's terrible. Northern Illinois weather retweets this morning. Joplin 2011 on the left, and Benton, Kentucky last night on the right. The similarities are unbelievable. Horrifying. And who knows how many towns are even hit yet. I haven't even heard exact numbers. That's what's scary. We have no idea still how many people are trapped in their houses or are underbuilt. If people weren't underground, they didn't stand a chance. Anchored homes just swept away. Utter destruction in Bremen, Kentucky. Not necessarily in this tornado, but I heard a story last night while live from another tornado where a train was picked up and thrown into some houses. This is some guesswork, but it's worth looking at. I think it's probably close, or it gives a good idea. The Tri-State Tornado, March 18th, 1925, longest tornado track in recorded history. The Quad State Tornado, December 10th to 11th, 2021. That's just to give you an example of how much longer this track might be. It didn't just nudge ahead of the old record by a little, it smashed and destroyed it. Just imagine, there you are in the middle of the night. The lights go out, the noise gets louder. When it's all over, darkness is all that's left around you. It must have been beyond terrifying. My heart just breaks for anybody just to imagine. Dawson, Kentucky today. Oh my God, I mean, what else do you say?
I can tell you that we loaded a school bus from an apartment complex in the city. It's called the Eloise Fuller Apartments. We were able to evacuate around 30 people from that facility. We sent in crews. One person got out. He walked to Station 1. He let us know that there had been a structural collapse and that there were people trapped. So we immediately sent our crews, and just from that one apartment complex, we had around 30. Overnight, we have at MCP. There was a steady flow of walking wounded rescues. We have been working tirelessly through the night, and not just my department, but many departments. It's dangerous out there. As the governor said, we just left, and I walked up, and as soon as I got within 15 feet of the rubble, I see 55-gallon drums with corrosive placards that are turned over, crushed, leaking out. There is the structure is just a pile of bent metal and steel and machinery, and there are crevices. The city of Paducah Fire Department's confined space rescue team, they worked for the entire night rescuing victims. The city of Murray sent their USAR team downtown to assist, and they were able to save many victims. And we had to, at times, crawl over casualties to get to live victims, to get them out, and mark those casualties as we work our way through the rubble. That's just a picture of what they're dealing with down there. So I cannot give you a hard number right now because they are scattered all over the county, and then in a huge area there at MCP. So.
And I certainly believe across the state there have been hundreds of successful rescues. I think one of the difficult facts right now is I think the last successful rescue at the factory was what, 3 a.m.
Around 3:30.
It was around 3:30 a.m. So it, first reports are a good portion of Dawson Springs is gone. We're standing up the National Guard to go door to door there. Muhlenberg County has lost at least 10 individuals there, and it wasn't hit as hard as some others. We've had damage in so many counties. We have at least one casualty, if not more, in Caldwell County. We've had some in Warren County, but there will be probably up to 10 counties that we lose Kentuckians in. I think here, then Hopkins and Marshall, and maybe Muhlenberg, we will see some of the larger numbers. I think the approximate count is 40 individuals that have been rescued from that facility. There were about 110 in it at the time. Now, obviously, there's some sensitivity until families know and are certain, and we still hope and pray that there's still some opportunity for others.
Large tornado. Lots of debris in the air. It's about to cross I-55. This is I-55.
Weather watcher Jack Sillen writes, here's a quick preliminary look at last night's event in terms of tornado warnings and storm reports compared to SPC's D1 outlook. The two long-track tornadic supercells moved through Arkansas into Tennessee, into Kentucky then are evident, as is damaging line of storms that tracked over St. Louis. December 10th, 2021, severe outlook. We got tornado warnings and tornado reports on the map. Damage, wind reports, widespread. Could be 32 or more separate tornadoes, with one possibly having set a record for longest ever recorded track. It's mind-boggling what happened last night. This seems to be the new normal, that destructive tornadoes can form any time of day or year in the United States.